Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.
With Hooper Dolan Insurances. For business insurance you can rely on. More info at hooperdolan.ie.
So for the De La Salle View on Sunday's final, I'm joined in studio now by manager Brian Phelan. And Brian, you survived a very stiff test from Mount Sion at the last day in Welsh Park. What were the main positives you took out of that performance?
We never gave up. Like, we kept going to the end, and the lads showed great commitment and desire. Like, 15 minutes to go, like, which you would expect from. Like, a Mount Sion game was a very, very tough game, and anytime you beat Mount Sion, you have to be delighted. So the lads just pushed on, like, and they took their chances near the end, and it was all about getting over the line after last year. So we were delighted.
Yeah, was the hurt of that semi-final defeat to Abbey side in the back of your minds, Brian, heading into that game?
I reminded the lads of last year, and so it was always on our minds and the reasons why it happened last year. So we kind of worked on that all year. So it paid in the end against Mount Sion.
Yeah, where do you feel you've improved on last year, Brian?
Well, our hurling has come on loads thanks to Peter Heron. Like, he's there the last 3 years, and James who came in this year, James Quirk, and the one Tracy, the fitness trainer, he was with Laois this year, and you saw what happened to Laois. So we're definitely fitter and stronger than we were last year, and our hurling has come on loads. Do you think those fitness levels kind of came to the fore in both the quarter-final and the semi-final, Brian, because you seem to finish both games very strong? We're very, very confident now in our fitness, so we're hoping like we can get it the last 10-15 minutes against Ballygunner, we might kick on again. So fitness won't be a problem Sunday. Yeah, and in terms of preparation, Brian, when did you actually start training for this Senior Hurling Championship? We started back in early January. We started off in the gym and a couple of nights for running and a bit of ball alley. So it was kind of 3 or 4 nights from January all the way through to the stage. Yeah, so it's nearly all year round at this stage, even at club level, Brian. Oh, the commitment is very, very hard, like, especially with the break during the summer, like, for the inter-county. So in fairness to the lads, and they kept themselves positive all year and they kept themselves occupied up there. They were always doing something, so I'm very, very happy with their commitment all year, to be honest. Yeah. Does it help that you're very familiar with all the players from your involvement at under 21 level, winning those 3 county titles, and like you would have played with some of the lads as well, Brian? Yeah, I was lucky enough there to win a couple of championships and a Munster championship with some of the lads, and I was lucky to be over the lads under 21 the last couple of years, where some of them picked up a couple of under 21s. So it's great we have a good old mixture, we have a great old relationship. Yeah, in terms of your own county final memories, Brian, your first final appearance was against Ballygunner back in 2005. What do you recall about that occasion? I was actually captain that day. We got to be bet Mount Sion, who were going for, I think it was 5 in a row that year, and we got bet them in semi-final. It was actually my first county final, and Ballygunner actually had a very, very good start. We came back then, and it was close enough to the end. I think Paul Flynn got a point, the winner, and I always remember this day that I think he took too many steps. Right, he got away with it though. He got away with it. He was good. He was good on the feet back then. Yeah, he sure was. And like 3 years later, you were man of the match when you reached the promised land, Brian, winning your first county title. How would you describe the feeling that day when the final whistle went? It was the best feeling ever, to be honest. Like, I was 29 then, like, it was my first county medal, so I think John Milan and Stevie, we were plugging away up there for a few years, and Conan Watt was there, and we had a lot of good young lads there at the time too, so the feeling was unbelievable. Yeah, and like the conditions weren't very favourable on the day, Brian, wind and rain. No, I think there was actually a hurricane breeze in the first half, and I think the scoreline was something like 14-11 or something. We only won by 2 or 3 points. 11-9 even. Yeah, it wasn't a high scoring game, so it was just a battle, really. Yeah, and like a county medal must have seen a long ways off, Brian, when you first started playing with De La Salle back in the late 90s, I think. Yeah, sure. Back then, we took a lot of hard beatings off Ballygunner and Mount Sion when I was growing up, so probably hardness going forward. Yeah, absolutely, and you went on to win 2 more, Brian, against Ballygunner and Dungarvan in subsequent years. Yeah, we won it again in 0-10, and we went on to win a Munster club again, and then in 0-12 we won it again, and we went on to the Munster final again that year, and we were unlucky to win that game, not to win that game with 14 men. So we had a couple of good runs, to be honest. Was there a little bit of
transition period maybe then after then, Brian, you actually played in a relegation final in 2015. That must have been a hugely important game for you to win that day.
Oh, that was back to the wall stuff. We kind of let ourselves down that year, and maybe the commitment and the attitude wasn't as good as it should have been up in De La Salle, and we had to go down to Dungarvan to play Lismore in a do or die. And I can remember that game. Eddie Meany came on, and that's 3 or 4 years ago. He was young and he got a goal and a point. So back then he was young. He was only 17 or 18 then, and he played a massive part in De La Salle staying up, to be honest.
Yeah, it was certainly a big turn point for you, Brian. And when did you start getting involved in the underage teams in De La Salle?
I looked after the under-21s for, I think it was 6 years in a row, and we're very, very successful. So that's when I started getting involved.
Yeah, what kind of prompted your interest in that side of it?
The under-21, it was around November, December, and I think I was finished with the senior. I actually remember the first time there was no one had the job up there, so it was just it was idling there, and I said I'd do it, and we actually got to the final against Ballygunner, but they were going for 4 in a row, I think, and they bet us an extra time, so that was the start of it then.
And Brian, was it an easy decision then to step up from the under-21 to the senior this year?
Yeah, very easy, to be honest, because I kind of put in the hard work with the under-21, so obviously I was mad when Owen Dunphy, who was great De La Salle manager, stepped down after 2 years. I kind of had my eye on the job, to be honest.
And have you had the same kind of selectors and backroom team all the way up along, Brian?
Stevie Brenner is in this year, Johnny Keane, James Quirk and Peter and myself, and I've had been getting a small bit of voice there from Tom Mullally from Glenmore and Donald Tracy.
Very good, very good. We can't leave out Donald Tracy. And is this the biggest challenge you've faced as a manager, Brian, trying to plot the downfall of this Ballygunner team going for 6 in a row now on Sunday?
Oh, it's a very, very difficult task. Like, Ballygunner are going for 6 in a row. I think they're 1-5 on. There's a reason for that. So it's a massive task. But sure, look, it's all in the day, and we'll be giving our best. So hopefully we'll be good enough on the day.
Brilliant. Well, Brian, thanks a million for your time today, and all the best now on Sunday.
Thanks very much.